Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get set for race number 14 of the season of the NNSCRA Pizza Hut X Series. Getting ready here tonight for the run of the American Ethanol 250 presented by Enogen as we get set here to continue on our chase towards the chase for the Pizza Hut X Series Championship. Last week we saw a new contender make his emergence into this potential championship battle. R Reynolds going to victory lane at Arizona. His teammate Scott Roush lines up on the pole position for this evening's race alongside of our Talladega race winner J Jefferson, who is looking to join drivers like Jordan Anderson and Chloe Ericsson as a two-time winner this season to make it even more of a chance of him making the chase for the Pizza Hut X Series Championship at the end of this regular season. Right now, the drivers that would currently hold the chase positions, if the chase were to begin now, would be Jordan Anderson, Chloe Ericsson. They would be in the top two spots with their 2 wins this season. They would be joined by Austin LaPlante, PJ Williams, Chelsea Bowles, RJ Reynolds, A Navarro, Noah Pontzer, J Jefferson, Madeline Crenshaw, Jacob Rose, and the final spot would actually go to a driver in the points. That's the highest running in the point standings, which right now currently is Al Lagasse, who jumped up the 3rd in the points after a good finish at Arizona last week. He holds that spot right now by 12 points over Elijah Gilbert. The other drivers that would be in the hunt for that particular spot would include C Merrick Jr., Noah Cars, M McIntire, Cole Deaver, and Benny Watson. So we'll keep our eyes on those drivers in the course of this evening, but if we end up having another driver who hasn't had a win this season that's in the top 30 in the point standings go to victory lane here tonight, more than likely that 12th spot is filled in with a race winner, and everybody then is going to have to rely on a race win, at least one race win, to get them into the chase for the championship. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
And last night in the Taxi Truck Series race, we saw a first-time winner with Marcus Aachi going to victory lane, so we'll see what happens in this race here tonight. I think we had a total, I want to say, of 4 lead changes in last night's race. So the lead is very difficult to contend for. Track position is key, and we'll see if that holds true in tonight's race. Pit stops will probably not be a factor as there's 50 laps of racing, so our stages tonight will be 15, 15, and 20. We'll have to see if track position holds true. We had 2 cautions during the course of last night's race, the most important of which was our second caution, where at the time race leader Paul Minnick blew up while showing the way in that race, and the top 2 ended up wrecking, turning the lead then over to 3rd place. So we'll have to see if anything like that happens tonight. As the American Ethanol 250 tonight at Iowa is green, let's roll. And man, was Scott Roush ready for that green flag or what? He is gone. Put it right down there on that yellow line, but boy, looks like a couple of drivers not exactly have their cars handling too well to run that yellow line. James Qualls' car got really squirrely there on the bottom out of 2. He's going to lose a spot, looked like to D Shears. Now Phil Parker trying to get that outside line going as he's trying to take the 4th position away from the 27, and he succeeds. Qualls' car just not good down there on the bottom of the racetrack. And we're seeing that outside line kind of kick in. We didn't see the outside line work at all in last night's Truck Series race, but it looks like it is working somewhat here. A couple of teammates out of Michael Norman Motorsports, D Shears in the 7, Phil Parker in the 5, trying to get by J Jefferson in the 05 out of AS Racing. Racing down the 38 out of Kev Shearer Racing Tech. See right there, these drivers having a little bit more difficulty than the Truck Series drivers did last night in terms of grip. Even the race leader, Scott Roush, looked a little bit loose into turn 3 that last time by. Out of the top 4 right now, only 1 has been to victory lane. You're looking at him, it's centered on him, the Talladega race winner J Jefferson, who coming into this race is 17th in the point standing, so has a good cushion right now between himself and 30th in the points, that cutoff line. Mentioned Shears and Phil Parker, a couple of teammates. Well, their other teammate, M McIntire, has now worked his way up into 5th place. So 3 of the M&M cars running currently up inside the top 5. only ones that are missing. Chris Dollerton in the 1 and Madeline Crenshaw in the 3. Crenshaw with a win this season at Daytona already to start off the season. Ralph Mason, currently running in 6th place, is now Joshua Osborne. Will move to 7th, getting by Michael Haas for position. Back up to the front, see if anything's developing there, and the best battle seems to be for 2nd place. D Shears is going to be able to get to the left rear quarter panel of J Jefferson and the Little Caesars Chevy Camaro. We'll look to make the move on the inside. Let's see if that outside line picks up at all for Jefferson to be able to battle back. Got a little bit of a momentum run out of turn number 2. Shears right down there on the yellow line through 3 and 4. Not going to quite clear Jefferson, at least not this time. Maybe he'll clear him going down to 1. Ooh, I thought he was going to, but boy, he lifted a lot earlier than Jefferson did. Going into the turn, now able to roll through the center of the corner, and he will take over 2nd place. D Shears coming into this race. Currently 32nd in the point standings. And the caution flag is out. Caution waves for the first time here tonight, and it takes place on lap number 9. So we got a nice little green flag run in there to start this one. It looks like we had a spin on the back straightaway. It's like a solo car spin, but whoever it was, they did get that inside retaining wall there. And it looks like it might have been the 27 of J Qualls. Well, it could very well have also been 09 of Alexander Rowe, who's got quite a bit of right side damage on his machine. A couple of cars look like they're going to come to pit road. It's Noah Pontzer, William Brock. So I don't know, Z Flickinger as well. So maybe these drivers coming down, maybe trying to see if maybe changing tires will give them more grip. Because grip seems to be not really there tonight for a number of these drivers. We'll see what happened though as we're under pacing for the first caution of the evening. Scott Roush out in front. And it was J Qualls who spun on the back straightaway. We saw his car was not handling well on the bottom. He decided to switch to the top, and I don't know if he's going to get hooked. Yeah, he is going to get hooked. I wondered if he might have gotten the wall off the corner, but no, he gets hooked by last week's winner, R.J. Reynolds. Turns him down to get into the 20 of Ashland Boyd as well. Qualls is going to spin down, and he does get that inside wall with the left rear and left front. Fortunately, did not spin back up into race traffic, because that could have been pretty bad. I'm almost assuming that some of those drivers that may have come to pit road could very well have gotten some damage, maybe from getting a little too tight off the corner and getting the wall off turn 2, because I saw a number of drivers before Qualls spun take that turn awfully wide, so that might be why they're coming to pit road. But then again, like I said as well, they could be coming to pit road because they want to get 4 fresh Goodyears and have a little bit more grip than everybody else. Maybe it'll help them pick up some positions here when we get ready to go back green. But J Qualls brings out the caution for the first time here tonight at Iowa. And it has certainly not been the season that J Qualls has been looking for sure. You look back to his past 2 seasons. Season 1, 2 wins, made the chase for the championship. Season 2, 2 trips to victory lane and made the chase for the championship. 4 career wins here in Pizza Hut X Series competition and 2 chases for the championship made. And it's almost looking like we may not see him in victory lane this season, which means he may miss out on going 3 for 3 in his Pizza Hut X Series career. Scott Roush will get us back underway as the lights are out atop the Chevy Corvette pace car with D Shears in 2nd, J Jefferson 3rd, Phil Parker in 4th and 5th place, M McIntire. Then it's Ralph Mason, Joshua Osborne, A Navarro, Michael Haas, and Dawson Wise. That is your top 10. Last night when we saw Marcus Otch go to victory lane, that put at the moment both of the Flickinger Racing development cars in the Taxler Truck Series playoffs picture. If Scott Roush can go to victory lane here tonight after his teammate R.J. Reynolds went to victory lane last week, both of the Kev Shearer Racing Tech Ford Mustangs could find themselves in the championship picture this season. Still a long ways to go though in this one. Green flag back in the air here at Iowa. Roush coming into this race 19th in the points stand, did not have a good run last week at Arizona. He headed into Arizona running 11th in the points and dropped almost outside the top 20 after last week's event. He has led every lap so far here tonight. Like I said, this is one of those kind of tracks where track position is important. Roush started on the pole. He has not let anybody take the lead from him yet. Dougie Shears tried right there. Looked like he tried to run a little, maybe a half groove higher than Scott Roush, maybe to get a little bit of better exit off the corner. And he did get a much better exit off the corner there off of turn 4. Will he take a peek to the inside going down here into turn 1? Mind, both the 38 and the 7 on the same amount of tires as far as wear. They are on an even playing field. Neither one has an advantage in terms of grip. It looks like Dougie Shears messed up that corner a bit, and that lost him ground not only to Scott Roush, but also allowed J Jefferson to reel him in for maybe a potential battle for second. Phil Parker right there as well. Mentioned Dougie Shears coming into this race 32nd in points. Phil Parker comes into this race 34th in the standings. Both those drivers really could use, if not a win, a really good finish to get themselves back into the top 30 in points. And back behind them, you got M McIntire, who right now is the best running of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars this season. 9th in the point standings for him. Only 1 top 5, 6 top 10s. But you would think, based off of prior performance and where they're running in the point standings, M McIntire would be the most likely of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars to be next to go to victory lane. M Crenshaw is the only Michael Norman Motorsports driver that is going to victory lane so far this season. And she finds herself down in the 21st position in points. She was 27th in the points heading to Arizona last week, jumped up 6 spots in the standings, but it's not exactly been an ideal season for the 3 cars since their Daytona win. One driver we haven't yet really seen up here at the front is the guy who came into this race, the points leader, Austin LaPlante. Now, LaPlante was kind of almost pulling an Ace Garcia from the Tax Slayer Truck Series, where he was up there getting the stage points, and it would allow him to continue to grow his points lead week after week. At one point, he had almost a 60-point advantage between himself and second place. Coming into tonight, though, it's not that case. LaPlante only holds a 28-point advantage between himself and P.J. Williams. So that gap for the points lead is starting to close. LaPlante is currently scored in 14th right now. He just jumped up to 12th. P.J. Williams is in 18th. So right now, LaPlante would be growing his points lead as things stand. I was going to jump back to him, but we got this potential battle for the race lead heating up between Scott Roush and Dougie Shears again. I didn't really want to go away from it. Shears is going to get to the inside, and he will have the advantage going down here into turn number 1. So will we see the first lead change of the evening take place almost at the halfway point of this race? Survey says more than likely. Got to clear him here off turns 3 and 4. He was able to get to the inside through 3 and 4, so he's really good apparently through the final 2 turns, and he will clear for the top position. So Dougie Shears now out in front, showing the way here at Iowa. And wow, Scott Roush way up, almost scrubbing the wall before he headed into the first corner there. Loses second to Jefferson, third to Phil Parker, and now M McIntire going to try and close in. So Dougie Shears to the point. J Jefferson now feels this might be his time to try and take the race lead, all over the back bumper of Dougie Shears' Chevy Camaro. As these two are battling, battle is on for third still. Roush trying to hang on, can't do it. Phil Parker moves into third place, and now his teammate M McIntire will try and get to the inside for fourth place. Again, 3 of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars running up here inside of the top 5. Currently first, third, and fourth. Dougie Shears in his NNSCRA career, a former champion in the now retired Snickers Cup Series. This is his rookie season in the Pizza X Series. Ran last year in the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter system. And trying to find victory lane for the first time in what's been a long time for Dougie Shears in his NSCRA career. Jefferson back in second, Parker there in third, with Matt McIntire now in fourth. Roush, who was out in front, dominating the first half of this race, now finds himself back in the fifth position. It's one thing about this racetrack that we saw early on, that outside line was able to get a little bit of momentum. Well, that momentum has seemed to go away, and more than likely it's because now with the older tires, these drivers are not finding the grip they need to be able to get the run off the corner. There's LaPlante. Last time by was scored in 10th. He's now battling for 10th. Matthew Dallio trying to get to the inside. Two-time winner Jordan Anderson right there as well in the 11. Daniel Olson now having to battle with Elijah Gilbert. Right now Elijah Gilbert, I think, might, well, I don't know. He was 12 points behind Lagacy coming into this race. Let's see where Lagacy is. Gilbert was scored 14th. Lagacy is in 23rd. It's 9 points gap, and so he's still about 3 points back behind Lagacy. Lagacy right now, I think, would still hold the final chase spot, which could be a moot point. If Dougie Shears closes the deal here tonight, moves into the top 30 in the standings, then Elijah Gilbert and Lagacy are both currently out of the hunt. Boy, Jefferson was on the back bumper of Dougie Shears not too long ago when they were making the move on Scott Roush for first and second, but now he has seemed to kind of drift back a little bit. I don't know if he's trying to save his stuff, maybe hoping Dougie Shears uses up a little bit more of his Goodyear Eagles. Looks like he's starting to close a little bit there. Well, he got a really good corner there, and turns 3 and 4 has been Dougie Shears' bread and butter, and Jefferson was a little bit better than Dougie Shears through those 2 corners, so maybe Jefferson is starting to mount a charge now. Oh, he's definitely mounting a charge. Just about maybe a car length now off the back bumper of Dougie Shears. And for Jefferson, he doesn't have much to lose. He's already got a win this season at Talladega. He comes into this race, as we mentioned, currently situated in the 17th position in points, so he can risk it to try and go for his second win of the season. That would put him, much like Jordan Anderson, as almost a lock-in into the chase for the championship. The reason I didn't mention Chloe Ericsson is because Ericsson comes into this race with her 2 wins, still 30th in the points. She needs to stay in the top 30 in points, and right now she's on the borderline. So it's not a dead certainty that she is going to be inside the top 30 in the points when the checkered flag waves at M Super Speedway to be able to make the chase for the championship. If she were up maybe around 22nd in points, I would say she would probably be a definite shoo-in of making it in. But can't say that right now with where she's currently situated in the standings. I think for Dougie Shears, what he's got to do right now is just keep his car down there against that yellow line in the corners, because J Jefferson, it seems to be a little bit stronger than he is. And there you see Jefferson moving up a half groove, trying to get the run off the corner. That's what he's got to do. Jefferson has left no option except to try and run the middle to high line to try and get alongside Dougie Shears, because Shears will not let Jefferson have the bottom. Jefferson got a good run there on the front straightaway, but he's not close enough to be able to stick his nose to the back bumper of Dougie Shears. Iowa Speedway, considered a short track to some, so would we see maybe the legendary bump and run if Jefferson can get close enough? Might not want to force the issue just yet. There's still quite a ways to go in this one. 14 laps to go as he hits the stripe. But Dougie Shears trying to pick up his first win of his career in the Pizza X Series, second win of the season for Michael Norman Motorsports, and more importantly, get himself into the top 30 in the point standings to have the potential win count towards the spot in the chase for the championship. J Jefferson trying to lock himself into what would be his first ever Pizza Hut X Series chase. And then you jump back here, and these guys are just kind of riding, not really in the hunt for the win. Bill Parker, his teammate Matt McIntire, these two may mix it up as they'll try battling for that third spot. M McIntire still looking for his first win of the season, but he's top 10 in the point standings, so looking for the best finishing position he possibly can get. Scott Roush maybe thinking he let this one get away as he had the strongest car early on, but Dougie Shears was able to get around him, and as were three other drivers back there still in fifth. A Navarro still continuing on his consistent runs. He's had a pretty decent season. 15th in points. Didn't have the best of runs last week at Arizona, but our winner from Las Vegas looking very good tonight. Chelsea Bowles right behind him. Chelsea Bowles going to victory lane at FTF. She's got a good run going on this evening in fifth place. Got a battle here. Scott Roush may not even finish in the top five. Navarro tried to get to the inside of him, not going to be able to do it this time. Christian Merrick Jr. right there in the 92, trying to fight his way back up into another top 10 run. That car's been very strong last couple of weeks. He's now 7th in the point standings. Of course, was a chaser last season, but looking for his first win this year. So we'll jump back up towards the front, see if anything has developed. Not yet. Well, the only thing that really has developed is just up ahead is the 98 of Carson Gum, who I believe is up to speed, but he could play a factor here if these two catch him. All really would depend on how Dougie Shears is able to get around Carson Gum, or if J Jefferson is going to be able to use him as a pick. We've seen in the last few weeks drivers being able to use slower machines on the tail end lead lap or lap cars as a pick to try and take the race win away. Will tonight be another one of those nights? Dougie Shears moved up. He left the door open. And he's going to go to the top side. Oh, this might be very dangerous. Oh, maybe a little contact there between him and Jefferson. And now he drives it down to the bottom on Carson Gum. Threw a nice block there on Jefferson and was able to get to the inside of the Weather Channel Chevy Camaro. And he will hang on to the race lead. Boy, he almost left an opening for J Jefferson to be able to fill, and he could have very well found himself boxed in behind Carson Gum going into turn 3 last time by. But the very savvy veteran Dougie Shears, knowing exactly what to do, threw the block on Jefferson, and in the meantime also made a way to the inside of Carson Gum, who now is a lap down to the race leader. And by the way, if you're not looking at the ticker up in the top left, Scott Roush has dropped all the way back now to the 10th position, losing spots to Merrick Jr., Jordan Anderson, Austin LaPlante, and Elijah Gilbert. So, boy, what a tough break for Scott Roush. Almost fading towards the back end of the top 10. But up front, Dougie Shears trying to deny J Jefferson his second trip to victory lane and pick up his first of his Pizza Hut X Series career. This time by at the line, it's 3 laps to go, and he has about a 0.4 of a second advantage between himself and Jefferson. He's actually increasing the gap between himself and the 0.5. I think Dougie Shears is pushing that little Caesars Camaro for all it's worth now. He doesn't want to have to defend that race lead in the closing stages, but at the same time, he's got to make sure he doesn't push too hard and take himself out of being able to have enough rubber to get to the end. Well, that might have just sealed the deal. Caution waves with 2 laps to go. I saw one of the Srigley Motorsports cars heading for pit road. There's also smoke lingering on the back straightaway. Yellow flag will wave, and this race will more than likely be over. Who is that? That's Dollerton. Dollerton in the 1 car, his teammate, coming to the pit lane. They will see the white flag this time, so Dougie Shears didn't even have to worry about holding off J Jefferson, because at a measly 50 miles per hour, under yellow, there's no way Jefferson can pass him. The white flag was just displayed over the hood for Dougie Shears. Since we are going to stay here live to come back for the checkered flag, we will show you what happened to bring out our last caution of the evening via our NNSCRA split cam on the bottom of your screen. But Dougie Shears will pick up Pizza X Series career win number 1 here tonight. We mentioned he came into this race 32nd in the points. He was only 7 points back from the cut line position of 30th in the point standings, and with the stage points he accumulated tonight, there's no doubt he will jump into the top 30 in the point standings. So now the question is, does this win put Dougie Shears into the chase picture? I would have to venture to say it definitely will. But Dougie Shears before tonight only had 3 top 10 finishes and no top 5s, so he will have to remain consistent for the remainder of this regular season if that win's going to count towards a chase spot. He's not been consistent so far. Maybe this win will spearhead it. The American Ethanol 250 will go to Dougie Shears as he wins here tonight at Iowa Speedway. And what a performance there by Michael Norman Motorsports. 3 drivers finishing in the top 5 in this evening's event. Shears in 1st, Parker in 3rd, and M McIntire in 4th. Don't know if standings would be official just yet. I think the field will probably have crossed the line by now. And indeed they have. So there you have it. Dougie Shears officially your race winner. Jefferson will finish in 2nd, so this will help J Jefferson continue to climb his way up through the point standings to have that Talladega win count towards a chase spot. Phil Parker, M McIntire, we already mentioned 3rd and 4th. And how about C Merrick Jr., another solid run for the 92 team. I don't think that team's very far out of victory lane, to be honest with you, as they're trying to make their 2nd straight chase of the championship. Jordan Anderson's going to finish the day out in 6th. A great run for 2-time winner. Elijah Gilbert, the former champion. Dougie Shears winning may have just taken away his opportunity of making it into the chase via points, and now that 55 team's going to have to probably pick up a win somewhere down the road in order to be able to defend their title. Ana Baranaskas, never really talked about the 2 car tonight. Another good run for her. So good run for 2 of the William Brock Motorsports cars. Merrick Jr. in 5th, Baranaskas in 8th. Angel Navarro finished in 9th, and Scott Roush, after leading a good portion at the beginning of this race, slipped back to finish in the 10th position. Points leader Austin LaPlante, great run for him as he's going to get 11th, so his points lead will more than likely grow heading into next week. Daniel Olson finally gets a good run in 12th this evening. Noah Cars gets 13th with Joshua Osborne and Al Lagasse completing the top 15, so that would say to me that the Swiggly Motorsports car I saw going to pit road in the closing stages would have been the 09 of Alexander Rowe. P.J. Williams second in the points was 16th. Last week's winner R.J. Reynolds gets 17th this evening. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results here, ended up having only 28 cars finish on the lead lap. I don't think that's right. I think the standings became official a little before those drivers had crossed the line. I think the cars that finished on the lead lap were down to 37th place Chelsea Bowles. I'm pretty sure 37 cars finished on the lead lap. Carson Gunn was the first car a lap down. Noah Pontzer finished 2 laps down in 39th. Alexander Rowe 2 laps down in 40th. I think he was involved in that last caution. Chris Dollerton was as well, finishing 41st. And we saw Matthew Dallio battling for 10th place with Austin not too long ago in the midway point of the race, but piston problem, mechanical issues plaguing the 12 car as he had to bring that Ford Mustang behind the wall. So tough break there for the 12 team out of Penske Racing. But that's going to do it here tonight for this race here at Iowa, and that does it for our weekend here at Iowa. Tomorrow we will have the Hershey's Cup Series, but they're over in Illinois at the Springfield Mile for dirt track racing, so hope you'll tune in for that. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's race, though. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a video, like, subscribe to Cup Out of the Crew today. We've shown you full series results. These are your rookie points and your overall points heading into next week. Next week you will see the Pizza X Series drivers, as it will be only Pizza X Series and Hershey's Cup Series action from the road course racing in New York at Watkins Glen. Tax Layer Truck Series will be taking an off week. The following week, though, they'll be going road course racing at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And then it's more road course racing that weekend. Pizza X Series off, Hershey's Cup Series racing at Thornton. So it's a lot of road course racing on the upcoming future schedule. But we got dirt track racing tomorrow night with Hershey's Cup Series at Springfield. So hope to see you there. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. Good night from Iowa.